Alright, what's going on YouTube? Today we have the Rg353vs. That is a mouthful, but this is the black model right here. Let's just go ahead and get into the build quality. First off, the design of this device. Me personally, I feel like this is how you should introduce kids to the old generation of gaming. You know what I'm saying? Like, it still has that Game Boy like vertical form factor, but it has the updates like analog sticks like they're used to, as well as the triggers in the back. Up top, as you can see, we have a headphone jack, a mini HDMI port, then an OTG cable, and then on the bottom, that's for powering up. It is USB-C. Volume up and down. And on the right side, you have the power button and the reset. All the buttons, D-pad, feels like Anbernic. They really make nice D-pads. In my opinion, I am an Anbernic fanboy, not gonna lie to you. Every device that they're made, they're pretty much quality. I had a 351p, and that was actually not my introduction, but it was my first Anbernic product. And compared to the other Retroids that I had in the Big Boy, this is pretty much, like this would be like the Nintendo quality of retro handhelds. As you guys can see, of course it has a bunch of different games, a bunch of different systems on there. Of course, I loaded some of my favorites up as well. We'll get into that later, but just still going through this. It has two different memory cards, the one up top that holds the operating system and the one down here holds the games. I love how everything was programmed just out of stock. I know a lot of retro gamers, they like to get their devices and then quote unquote tinker, but for this I just felt like I didn't really want to tinker, I really wanted to play. All right, so some of my favorite features about this is one, the IPS screen. Like, look at that. And while I'm playing, I always try to think back, like, okay, would younger me be happy with this device? And I'm actually getting to experience a lot of different titles that, one, I know for sure we wouldn't have been able to afford back then, but then two, just stuff I would have never even attempted to try to play had it not been in my face and had it not been in this form factor. Because again, I have other devices and they probably have the same games, but I never really played for long sessions, nor did I take the time and really pick out my favorites, and then really caught myself like playing, trying to beat the game, and then making sure I have save states. So the Rg353vs definitely achieved the goal of attracting the retro gamer and wanting to play in a modern way. Okay, so some of the pros of this unit: one, battery life. It boasts up to maybe 6 hours. I can confirm you're getting pretty close to 6 hours, especially if you're playing like low-end game systems like Super Nintendo, even PlayStation 1. Like, I've left it on just kind of sitting, and it really was on for about 5.5 6 hours. So I can't confirm that. Another thing that I like about the unit is the two memory cards. Like, the first one, this holds the operating system, so you really never have to touch that unless you plan on tinkering and modding. But the second one is just all the games. So it's really, really easy, really simple for you just to drag and drop your games over. Like, you don't have to do anything else, and I love the fact that it's like that. Third, love the screen, love how everything looks, love how everything feels. I love the modern design. I love the analog sticks. I love that it's R3 and L3. I also love the controller support. Like, I was able to use one of my other controllers that I never get to use through this device, like, mainly because it wouldn't work with any other system I've had, and so this being the first one, I was pretty happy about that. And then again, the HDMI support, so I'm able to technically use this as a portable console if I wanted to, which I did for a period of time until I ended up building my own. So there's that. Now let's get into the cons, and it's only really three things that I don't like about this unit. Okay, so I know earlier I said I like the HDMI, but I also don't like the HDMI, mainly because through the stock OS, when you plug it in, for whatever reason, it just doesn't work like it's supposed to. Like, it's not really plug and play. You almost, so you have to turn it off, turn it back on with it plugged in. It's almost like a little process or a little trick to get it on. Most times it works, but it kind of not like it should, like not like you expect it to. So it gets kind of irritating. But when you can get it to work, it's a great little mini console to carry around. The second thing I do not like is when you're playing Dreamcast on this unit, you can't remap the buttons for what, like it's using Flycast, or maybe I just haven't figured it out yet, but just straight out of the box, you can't remap the buttons. So when I'm playing like my racing games, if you accidentally push up, it automatically changes the view on every single racing game I have. And I'm trying to figure out how to fix that, but it's not like a super deal breaker. But as a person who likes to play racing games, it's like, it's slightly irritating. But as far as Soul Calibur and everything else on here, it's cool. But as you can see, I have mainly racing games. I have Daytona USA, I have Crazy Taxi, I have Jet Set Radio, I have, you know what I'm saying, Star Wars Episode Power Racers. Just, I like racing games, so that's an issue. The third issue I have is, it's not really an issue unless you're playing at night and you're around people. So it's really, really clicky. Like when you're playing, see if you guys can hear that. It's really, really clicky, and you don't really notice it during the daytime, but like when it's quiet or at night and you're around people, you can really hear the clicky noise. So just think about that when you guys are picking up this unit, because that may be an issue for you. Like if you know your spouse might be irritated with you playing the game like at night, she can hear you clicking, that can keep people up. So it's just something to consider. But other than that, those are really the only three things that I have an issue with this unit. But everything else is pretty much perfect, in my opinion. Like this is the best. I'm gonna just go ahead and say this is definitely the best vertical handheld out in the market. Like this is the best one you can get. I don't want anything that looks similar to a Switch or a Nintendo Switch. Like I want all my devices to be distinct. Like I want mine to look different. I want mine to stand out from a crowd, right? So I'm not really a big fan of the horizontal form factors, because everything looks more like a Switch or a Switch Lite or something like that, and they all look like kitty type devices. This right here looks good everywhere I go. With you know, being kind of techie, I can place that unit anywhere next to my laptop, next to a TV, like anywhere I take this, I can put it in my pocket. It looks, you know what I'm saying, like it looks presentable. It looks like the Game Boy of the future. It don't look kind of cheesy. And I know a lot of people in the retro community right now, they're collecting devices, but they all have like the Rg353vs and the Mio Mini. Like it's like half of this, they don't have the analog joystick, so it pretty much looks exactly like this, right? And you know what I'm saying, like don't get me wrong, it still look cool, but they keep getting the DMG colorway. It is like, bro, we in 2023, you gotta stop. But other than that, it's probably my favorite device. Like again, I've been playing it nonstop. As you can see, like I have a lot of different favorites because I've been really playing this unit and then just exploring games. I was actually surprised by PSP emulation. I am able to play Burnout. I am able to play Midnight Club 3. The trick really is, like, it'll tell you in the beginning of the game, like when you first started up, it'll let you know, like, oh, go ahead and flip the auto frame skipping. That way you don't have to really worry about a stutter or anything. So if you do get a stutter, it'll be an occasional one, but again, it's kind of hit or miss. For me, see right here, it says running slow, try frame skip, sound is choppy when slow. So all you have to do right here, at least through stock OS, is just hit the little middle button and B. Come over here to settings. So it's already saying frame skipping. You just want to go ahead and set that to auto and then tap back in the game. It's Crash Tag Team Racing. Pretty cool little feature. I'm a huge kart racer fan. One of my favorite series is Mario Kart, but I actually think that the Crash series is pretty great too. It's not my favorite. Double Dash is the greatest kart racer of all time in my opinion, but you know what I'm saying, it's pretty good, especially for like a portable. Like graphics are insane on this type of device. Like all the games that we used to play growing up, like this is the perfect way to play it. Mainly because of the form factor, and then the screen. The screen is amazing. Like these games were not really meant to be played on super giant screen 59-inch TVs, you know what I'm saying? Like this is meant to kind of be played on like this because it just makes the game look that much more sharper, that much more clear, and you just have a better experience with it. All right, that's enough of that. When you want to exit out of the game, you just hit the home button to start. Again, that's through stock OS, not through, you know, Jellos or everything else, because I know people like to go in there and tinker. This is for the basic people. I ain't gonna say basic people, but these people who just really want to play. Like once you find your perfect device, you don't have to really mess around and edit and do too much. Like for me, I just want to play these games. And I did tinker with my Rg351P multiple times. And I think because of that is why I don't really play it as much. Like I play certain games on it every now and then, but definitely not like this. Favorite game right now, Crash Bandicoot 2. I'm going the wrong way. Sorry about that. I know y'all couldn't even see. Like, anyway, because I'm really trying to play. N64, again, it's going to be kind of hit or miss, just depending on what you kind of play. Me personally, these are the games that I've had no issues with, except for Cruising USA. Cruising USA is going to stutter. I don't think I played Diddy Kong Racer, or maybe I couldn't get it to run. NBA Showtime, it runs. I think it's a little fast, not exactly, like it feels a little weird, but it runs. Snowboard Kids 2 runs. I don't like Star Fox, so I didn't even attempt. Star Wars Episode Racer, it does run, but it's a little stutter, and then I ended up downloading that on Dreamcast. First off, I don't even remember a cut scene on the Nintendo 64 version, and that's the one I had. Or maybe I just skipped through all of them, but I definitely like, you see this? Like, come on, man. Do you see this? And this is on portable. Like, I'm able to take this with me. That's wild. So me personally, I love the device. If you Dreamcast, like again, all the games I like to play, they work for me. So I'm not really into exploring too much Dreamcast, mainly because of the file sizes. They're huge, but other than that, I'm good. But overall, I would give this an 8 out of 10. The only reason, in my opinion, this is not a 10 out of 10 was because of those 3 things earlier. Like, I guess if it's a firmware update that would fix the HDMI Dreamcast remapping, that'd be cool. But then the clicky, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know they have options for that as well to go ahead and swap them out, but I shouldn't have to do that. But again, if I wanted to go in there and tinker, then it probably would be a 10 out of 10. But because I'm not willing to go in there right now, unless I get another unit, because I really like this device and I don't want to tear anything up. But if I get another device, or if Amber Nick drops another product that I really feel like I want to invest in, especially if it's portable, I mean vertical, portable, and then plays, give me a little GameCube, man, they'll have me on this one. So that's my honest review of the Rg353vs. So check this unit out. You do save a couple bucks if you get the VS model over the V. I got the VS model mainly because I wanted the game on it. The V was cool. Didn't really want to tinker with Android. Now, if you're a tinkerer, or if you want to code and do all the extra stuff, then yes, go ahead and get the V. But me personally, I just want to play. So that's my review on it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and see you guys next video.